All right, welcome. Today, we're going to lay out a journey, a roadmap really, to take your English speaking skills from, maybe a little hesitant to truly confident. This isn't just a bunch of random tips. It's a real step-by-step plan. So, let's dive in.
You know that feeling, right? That super frustrating moment where you know exactly what you want to say, but the words just get stuck somewhere. We've all been there. Well, that's exactly what we're here to tackle, bridging that gap for good.
So where do we even begin? Well, any great journey starts with knowing your location on the map. So the first step is figuring out where you are right now. Before we can build up those speaking skills, we got to get honest about our current level. That's self-awareness. That's the real first step to building confidence.
And look, this first step isn't about judging yourself. Not at all. It's all about strategy. Instead of just practicing randomly and hoping for the best, you're going to pinpoint your specific areas for improvement. This targeted approach, well, that's how you build a foundation of confidence that's actually solid. Okay, so once you have a clear picture of where you are, it's time to start assembling your toolkit. This next phase is all about mastering those fundamental building blocks that, honestly, every single confident English speaker relies on.
Now, you have to think of these three pillars as being completely interconnected. I mean, what good is a huge vocabulary if people can't understand your pronunciation? And perfect grammar can sound, kind of robotic, without those natural phrases and idioms that make a language feel alive. To be a really confident speaker, you've got to build all three of these together.
So, this first big part of our journey, let's call it day one, is all about building that core toolkit. We're starting with the real basics, from the individual sounds all the way up to full sentences, just to make sure you have a super strong foundation to build everything else on.
Okay, we've gathered all the tools. Now for the most important part, actually using them. It's time to step away from the theory and jump into practice, putting all that knowledge to work in real conversations.
And this, right here, this is the great leap that every single learner has to make. It's the difference between knowing the rules, doing the drills and memorizing lists, and actually playing the game in real-life situations. This is where things like role plays and just practicing small talk become absolutely critical.
And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? The goal isn't just to be grammatically perfect. No way! It's to be fluent, to be spontaneous, to have conversations that just flow, without you having to overthink every single word you're about to say.
So, with a solid foundation under our belts and some real-world practice, we're ready to level up. Now we're going to look at how to apply these skills in those more demanding, high-stakes situations where communicating clearly is absolutely crucial.
And that brings us to the advanced stuff, what you could call day 2 of our journey. The focus here totally shifts to using your skills when the pressure's on, and the outcome, well, it really matters.
So what are these high-stakes arenas? We're talking about the whole shebang. Everything from giving a presentation without freaking out to navigating the tricky world of business meetings and negotiations, and even writing professional emails that get the job done.
And here's a vital point. Advanced communication is totally a two-way street. Being a great speaker is also about being a really effective listener, knowing how to ask the right questions and how to respond in the moment. That's just as important as the words you choose to say.
All right, this final part of our roadmap, it isn't really a destination. It's more of a commitment to always be refining your skills. This is about polishing what you know and really understanding the subtleties you need to communicate well on a global stage.
And a huge piece of mastering the craft is understanding cultural nuances. So what are those? They're basically the subtle, unspoken rules that can make or break a conversation with someone from a different background. Spotting them helps you avoid misunderstandings and honestly build much stronger connections. And this is the engine that drives that lifelong improvement, the learning loop. It's a simple cycle, right? You practice, you get some constructive feedback, and then you use that feedback to improve. It's a really powerful and sustainable way to just keep getting better. So, as we wrap this up, the whole journey comes right back to you. After you've built the foundation, practiced the skills, and started to master the craft, what's next? So I'll leave you with this to think about. What is that first conversation? Maybe a job interview, a big presentation, or just a chat with a new friend that you're now ready to have.